Leica would be the missing link between Aardman and Pixar.
This crazy world can be, and all the wild stuff that I've been through, searching all around for something true. Went clear from here to Timbuktu, till I finally found a friend like you.
Missing Link, directed by Chris Butler, and is the 5th movie from Leica overall. So Missing Link, it tells the story taking place in Victorian times, where Sir Lionel Frost, a inspiring adventurer and passionate about collecting artifacts that showcase the existence of mythical creatures in hopes of joining the labelled great men of society, but in order to do so, he needs to track the missing Link, a creature which is half ape, half human, who turns out to talk and names himself Susan after a human he met. And Lionel makes a deal with Link. If he can get Link to the Himalayas to meet his Yeti relatives, with the help of his former widowed girlfriend Adeline, with her husband's map, they go on this adventure to the Himalayas, and in return, Susan agrees to accompany Frost back to London, but the plot goes in a somewhat different direction to that in the 3rd act. Now, Leica deserve their reputation as one of the greatest animation studios working today, even if Aardman is still my personal favourite stop-motion animation studio. Leica would certainly be in 2nd place, and of their 4 movies, Paranorman and The Box Trolls and Kubo and the Two Strings, Coraline is still their best movie. Coraline is totally a Halloween review for this year to celebrate its 10th anniversary, and 10 years later it has still never been dethroned by Leica's follow-up movies. And when I first heard about Missing Link and I took a look at the trailers, I was underwhelmed, and while the movie is better than the trailers themselves would lead you to suggest, Missing Link is a charming, beautifully animated and adorable movie. But that's it. It's certainly Leica's weakest movie yet, but far from a failure. Yeah, I would still recommend Missing Link over some other April releases, especially for the Easter period. So let me get to my positives. This movie is just the attention to detail in the stop-motion animation is flawless. This may be inaccurate, so my apologies if this is false, but I heard this movie was complete in just under a year, and that is shocking for a stop-motion movie. Aardman tend to spend 5 years on their full-length stop-motion features, but Leica tend to produce them far quicker, and for just under a year, they work their butts off with no breaks to make this movie look as beautiful as it does, and just the attention to detail in the clothes and the Victorian 19th century setting was the perfect setting as to have this movie take place, as the Victorians, a lot from Walter Rothschild to Charles Darwin, were obsessed with the theories of evolution and discovering mythological creatures. And as for the characters, the most lovable a character in this entire movie, hands down, has to be Mr. Link himself, or Susan, as he as he names himself by choice, voiced by Zach Galifianakis, the Joker from Lego Batman movie. Yeah, he is a gentle giant, and he isn't afraid to make his own life choices. And after the Yetis don't accept him, he comes to realize that there's nothing wrong with picking the humans as his family, as they have shown him nothing but love throughout. Adelaide, she is a tougher lady. Yeah, she and she has she's so kind to Susan. I don't ship Azelaine and Frost whatsoever. I ship Azelaine and Susan far more. Yeah, and she sources the team out so whenever they would despair. Zoe Zadana, Zach Galifianakis, and Hugh Jackman, and Stephen Fry, and Matt Lucas, and David Williams, and and Emma Thompson all knocked it out of the park and gave us solid vocal performances for each character. And the adventure size of the plot was decently written, with the occasional tension-filled moments, especially when our heroes are fighting and hanging on for a dear life on a collapsing ice bridge in the movie's climactic fights. And also there is a fight in a saloon, and a fight on a boat, and even a fight at a train station. So the adventure does have some stakes to it to prevent it from feeling too short and uneventful. And also the final song in the end credits, it's a heartwarming tune that's perfectly suits what the movie is trying to say. But sadly, that's it for positives. As for where Missing Link kind of falls short in comparison to Leica's other masterpieces, this movie for me was a little too light-hearted in tone. Don't get me wrong, it is hilarious, especially in a scene when our heroes are with a shaman woman in a Himalayan village with a chicken on top her head. This movie was a spot on in the humor department, but Leica are more well known for producing more mature and creepy style stop motion movies, and there's little to nothing creepy in Missing Link, making it not feel like a Leica movie. It felt a little too light-hearted in tone, and that for me was a problem, as it doesn't have the balls of Coraline and even and Box Trolls and Paranorman and Kubo, and yeah, Kubo wasn't afraid to have some horror elements in a family movie. So yeah, and also Miss Frost as a protagonist. I don't like him. He was far too selfish for me to care about him, and the entire movie he was putting himself before poor Susan, and when he does have his change of character into and redeems himself, and I didn't buy it whatsoever. In fact, why would he even want to join these great men in the first place? They're arseholes. The pacing of the third act was accelerated rapidly. It's as if the writers just wanted to get the third act over with. So yeah, that's why I favour Aardman over Leica as a stop motion studio, as Aardman spend more time on their movies, and that makes for a better movie. And the villains are the most boring and cliched villains ever. Just not even despite Stephen Fry's best efforts as the white bearded villain, and even though there is tension in the moments with the assassin, they why pick these kind of boring hunter villains for a movie about discovering mythical creatures? Why not have why not have a creepy mythical creature be the antagonist that has a personal relationship with Susan? That would have been infinitely more intimidating than what we got. So even though I wanted more out of Missing Link, it was still a cute and a charming piece of stop motion animation, which will put anybody in a positive mood. But I would recommend for your following movie to return to your more creepy style. I give Missing Link 3 stars out of 5. Good movie. So yeah, Missing Link may be my least favourite Leica movie, but still good. Leica have thankfully yet to make a bad movie, and I would describe this movie as the early man of Leica. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Missing Link? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And I shall review Avengers Endgame next week. Stay tuned for that. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.